Back to our other big story tonight. In the last couple of hours, Texas Democrats arrived in Chicago. They flew to Illinois this evening to break quorum during this special legislative session. Now, a quorum break means there will not be enough members in attendance in the House tomorrow to conduct any business. A vote was scheduled for tomorrow to redraw the state's congressional districts. In addition to Chicago, some Democrats flew to Boston. Others are in Albany, New York. And in the last hour, lawmakers held a news conference alongside Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
This statement, this quorum break, is not about the Democratic Party. It is about the democratic process. We from Texas are so familiar with the phrase of our Apollo 13 mission, Houston, we have a problem. Well, I say, America, we have a problem. This is wrong, this is un-American, and this is undemocratic.
WFAA's senior political reporter Jason Whiteley is on his way to Chicago right now to cover this breaking story, and he shared a little context with us before his flight took off from DFW tonight.
Breaking quorum and preventing the Texas legislature from even meeting really is the only move the Texas Democrats had. And they're going to be getting a lot of coverage this week. That's what this move really is supposed to create. Put a lot of attention on this single issue, which is what Democrats want. But this comes at a risk for Texas Democrats. Republicans can fine them. This is part of the House rules for the Texas House of Representatives. They can be fined $500 a day for every day that they are gone. So here's what's going to happen. Monday afternoon, 3 p.m., the House is going to try to reconvene, gavel back into session. As always happens, the clerk is going to call roll. There won't be enough lawmakers physically there to conduct business. Now, Democrats are only really delaying the inevitable here. They cannot be gone forever. They can't stay in Chicago forever, likely through the 19th of August, which is when this 30-day special legislative session ends that the governor called here. But you know, Texas Republicans are likely going to approve these new congressional maps at the end of the day. Texas Republicans have majorities. That's what voters in the state wanted. That's what they have voted for. And that's likely what's going to happen at the end of the day. The only real question is when that is going to happen. But the real reason this is going to make so much news in the coming week here is because the balance of power in Congress really is what hangs in the balance. If Texas Republicans redraw congressional lines and make it easier for Republicans to win, that's going to force Democrats out and give Republicans a bigger say. And then they could keep control of Congress in 2026. And that is the main reason why President Trump wants Texas Republicans to go through with this.
Our Jason Whiteley on his way to Chicago right now. And as you would imagine, we are getting a lot of reaction from Republicans tonight. The Texas Republican Party said in part, "This isn't courage, it's chaos." They said while Republicans are fighting for fair and lawful redistricting that reflects the will of the people, Democrats are abandoning their sworn duty and trying to silence your voice. We won't let them. That from the Texas Republican Party. And Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said Democrats who try and run away like cowards should be found, arrested, and brought back to the Capitol immediately. We should use every tool at our disposal to hunt down those who think they are above the law. This is not the first time Democrats have left the state to break quorum. They did it in 2021 to try to prevent the passage of restrictions on voting. After that quorum break, new rules were put in place. You heard Jason mention members will be fined $500 per day that they are gone. That could add up to $8,000 per lawmaker if they stay gone for the full 16 days left in this special session. So why Chicago as their main home base? Political analysts say there are a few advantages. It not only puts them on a national stage, but that city is filled with Democratic allies. And it is also out of reach of Texas law enforcement, who could be ordered to try to bring the Democrats back. This is similar to a quorum break in 2003. Back then, Texas Democrats went to New Mexico and Oklahoma to avoid a vote on redistricting. It grabbed plenty of national headlines. And tonight, WFAA's Matt Howerton talked with a former lawmaker who was there.
I mean, there were 4 or 5 satellite trucks in the Holiday Inn in Ardmore, Oklahoma. We never dreamed that was going to happen.
2 decades ago, Jim Dunham boarded a bus to Ardmore, Oklahoma, making headlines with fellow Texas House Democrats by stalling the 2003 legislative session when Republicans wanted to redraw voting lines statewide mid-decade.
You can't just allow people to redraw the maps every time they don't like the result.
On Sunday, deja vu. A new crop of lawmakers from the same party and chamber caught a plane to Chicago, Albany, Boston. Same protest, new ticket.
Do you think walking out now and even then strengthens or weakens the democracy in Texas?
I think that it strengthened it in '03 because we didn't see it again for 20 years.
Dunham engineering the escape when former Republican House Majority Leader Tom DeLay set his sights on tilting Texas to tighten the GOP's grip on Congress.
You've got these external forces. With us, it was Tom DeLay and Republican leadership. And with here, it's Trump.
Dunham left the House in 2011, but says Sunday's quorum break feels like stepping back into 2003.
People remember it not as a failure, but as something that got out a message nationally.
And that is what Democrats hope to achieve here, inform and delay what they can't defeat. Dunham and other Dems eventually returned to Austin, and those voter maps were redrawn. But he says leaving the state wasn't a stunt, it was a stand. A reminder still hangs in his office, the warrant for his arrest, demanding he return to the Capitol.
I mean, the fact that you're calling me, I think people understood that there was more of a purpose to it than just some partisan move.
In Dallas, I'm Matt Howerton.